Warning, warning, you're too slow. 2 idiots are reading the files over the intercoms. It's not SCP though, dick lips.
Welcome back to Discovering SCP. I hope this doesn't scare you out of your minds.
Put some thunder effects in Anomalous and then like a wolf going, oh, oh! Or some shit. Sounds like it's spooky.
Now do a sitcom laugh track.
Brilliant, thank you, Anomalous. Hello,
I'm
guys.
going to assume you did it. I won't watch the video. I trust you.
Welcome back to the only good episode of DSCP, the annual creepypasta reading.
We don't
now with
read SCP.
100% more audio. You better not mess up the audio this time. Well, you won't, because Anomalous is in charge of editing.
Yeah, Anomalous. It's better not be like last time.
But this time, we're in it for keeps. Tan, how many creepypastas do you have for me today?
1, 2 creepypastas, and this is a classic of the genre.
Oh shit, so these are on the longer side. You know, normally that would make me go erg, but when it's creepypastas, hell yes.
So I'm sure I'm sure you know of this one. We're going to be reading Sonic.exe.
Oh hell yes!
Oh, he loves this.
Hogger champ. Oh, I love Sonic.exe.
Let's get into it. There's no point to delay, really.
You know, the funny thing is I'm pretty sure I read it like a long time ago, but I can't even remember anything about it other than Sonic creepy.
Yeah.
Alright. You ready for this?
Yeah. There's the preamble in the wiki where we're looking at this, because it's the only place we can find the actual full text of it.
Right.
So Sonic.exe by JC the Hyena. Sonic.exe is an older pasta by JC the Hyena. Any negativity spelled wrong, will result in a 1-day ban, because you don't understand it's an older pasta. That's Josuke in Tony's restaurant.
The Chad creepypasta versus
pasta.
The Virgin SCP wiki versus where it's like, oh, I don't like Series 1 versus the Chad. We will ban you if you say anything mean about the old creepy.
But for 1 day.
Only 1 day.
The Sonic.exe was also ported over here with permission from JC the Hyena. Thank you for reading this. Now begin reading Sonic.exe.
They gave us a command.
I know, it's so authoritative.
So why aren't these on the original creepypasta anymore? Why do we have to go to like these weird wikis?
It fell from grace, much like Lucifer.
That's fucked up.
No, it's
These are the
considered bad.
classics.
I'm so excited. Can you hear the smile in my voice?
I know, I'm smiling too. I've been waiting for this day all year.
Well, let's delay no further. I'm a total Sonic the Hedgehog fan, much like everyone else. I've not started reading the story yet. This isn't just my credentials. I like the newer games, but I don't mind playing the classics.
Wait, what were the newer games when this came out? Like
Sonic and the Black Knight? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
I don't think I've ever played glitchy or hacked games before, though I don't think I want to play any after the experience I had.
I'll never download a mod again.
It started on a nice summer afternoon. I can't even read. I was playing Sonic Unleashed. I liked how you get to explore the towns in it. Until I noticed...
See, I want to say this is something that a lot of SCP Wiki storytelling is missing, which is like these details that don't matter.
Yeah. In brackets telling me how much you like, which Sonic game you like and why you like it.
Yeah. If you could put a little bit more of that in your SCPs, maybe I would not be so bored reading them.
Until I noticed out of my peripheral vision that the mailman had arrived and put something in my mailbox as usual and left. How did you see that he left?
Sounds so menacing when he puts it like that.
Wait, how did you see that he'd left? There's an absence of mailman.
He was watching the whole time through the window. Like
but you
on
noticed
Christmas.
I don't understand. I paused my game to go see what I got in the mail.
No. He's saying he saw the mailman go to the mailbox, put the package in, then go back in the truck and leave.
He was so quick.
Yeah.
The only thing in the mailbox was a CD case for computers and a note. I took it inside. I looked at the note first and realised it was from my dear friend Kyle. Let's just call him that. Whom I hadn't heard for in 2 weeks.
It's not his real name.
Name's been changed to protect the innocent. I know that because I recognise his handwriting. Though what was weird is how it looked. It looked badly written and scratchy.
Hold on.
So how do you recognise his handwriting?
Even if you... Beyond that, why didn't you just check who it was at the end of the letter? I'm pretty sure he signed it, right?
Yeah. I don't recognise people's handwriting, to be honest.
Yeah, me neither, because I don't typically... Most people don't, like, write things, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if someone wrote me a handwritten note and not, like, a text over Discord, I wouldn't be like, oh, that's Tanhony's handwriting.
But the equivalent of Tanhony handwriting is lowercase everything.
Aesthetic choice.
It looks badly written and scratchy and somewhat difficult to read, as if Kyle was having a hard time writing it down and did it in a hurry. I'm going to assume he always writes like this because he recognised the
This is like the Speedwagon method of writing, where you need to explain every little detail for the audience so they don't miss a beat. Again, something SCP Wiki could really learn a lot about, you know, just like making sure every detail cannot possibly be missed.
This is what he wrote. Why don't you read the note, Darnell?
Tom, I can't take it anymore. I had to get rid of this thing somehow before it was too late. And I was hoping you'd do it for me. I can't do it. He's after me. And if you don't destroy the CD, he'll come after you too. He's too fast for me.
He's too fast!
Please, Tom, destroy this godforsaken disc before he comes after you too. It's too late for me. Destroy the disc and you'll destroy him. But do it quick, otherwise he'll catch you. Don't even play the game, it's what he wants. Just destroy it. Please. Hi. I love how he doesn't have time to break the disc, but he has time to write a handwritten letter, get postage,
stomp on it.
and send it. Yeah. He's got plenty of time.
And mail it as well.
Alright, back to you.
Well, that was certainly weird. Even though Kyle is my best friend, and I haven't seen him in 2 weeks, I didn't do what he asked me.
You know what? I have to be honest. I know the horror trope is like, oh, you were warned. Why didn't you listen?
This
But
is
like
a really
in real
bad
life,
warning.
yeah, but like in real life, if you got a warning like this, what would you do realistically? I'd probably just like laugh.
I wouldn't reply to it because I assume this is sent over Discord.
Yeah, it would be like a Discord message from someone with 0 mutual servers with you.
I didn't think that a simple gaming disc would do anything bad to him. After all, it's just a game, right? Boy, was I wrong about that. Anyway, I looked at the disc and it looks like any ordinary computer CDR disc, except it had black marker on it written Sonic.exe, and it was much unlike Kyle's handwriting, meaning that he must have gotten it from someone else, like a pawn shop or eBay. When I
Much
saw
unlike is so good.
when I saw Sonic on the writing of the CD, I was actually excited and wanted to play it, since I'm a big Sonic fan.
See, that's Kyle's other problem. Why would you send it to your friend who's a big Sonic fan? Well, I guess he did say like everyone else, so I guess there's no avoiding it.
I went up to my room and turned on my computer and put the disc in and installed the game. What's the installer? You know, a haunted installer?
It's spooky.exe.
When the title
Oh,
screen
no, sorry, it's Sonic.exe.
when the title screen popped up, I noticed it was the first Sonic game. I was like, awesome! Because like I said earlier, I liked the classics. The first thing I noticed that was out of place was when I pressed start, there was a split second when I saw the title image turn into something much different. Something that I now consider horrifying, before cutting to black.
Wait, why do you only now consider it horrifying? Like,
Don't
what
know.
was it where like your opinion changed on it?
I remember what the image looks like in that split second before the game cut to black. The sky had darkened, the title emblem was rusted and ruined. The Sega 1991 was now instead Sega 666.
Oh, hell yes.
And the water had turned red, like blood, except it looked hyper-realistic.
Oh, baby, there it is! Hyper-realistic blood. Can we get a hyper-realistic blood counter on screen, please? Thank you.
Thank you, Anomalous. I'm going to assume you did it. Once again, I won't watch the video. I trust you completely.
Yeah, you'll be keeping a counter for us. I actually won't blame you if you don't do all this editing bullshit and almost, but if you do...
Like I said, though, I trust Anomalous completely, so I'm not even going to check if he did all this.
Yeah, smile.
But the freakiest thing that was in that split-second frame was Sonic. His eyes were pitch black and bleeding, with 2 glowing red dots staring right at me. Isn't he looking at you anyway on the title screen?
Yeah,
And his smile had stretched wider up to the edge of his face. I was rather
It's always the
disturbed.
wide smiles.
I was rather disturbed by that image when I saw it, though I figured that it was just a glitch and forgot about it. What a glitch.
Oh, just a glitch!
Sega 666, that common exploit. After it cut to black, it stayed like that for about 10 seconds or so. And then another weird thing happened. The save file select from Sonic the Hedgehog 3 popped up, and I was like, what the fuck? What's this doing in the first Sonic game? This is what freaked him out. That's what did it.
Yeah, then he's like, I never want to play a hacked game again.
Anyway.
Not cool.
Then I noticed something off. The background was the dark, cloudy sky of the Bad Stardust Speedway level from the Sonic CD. And
Why does that sound like a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh card? Bad Stardust Speedway.
There were only 3 save files. The music was that creepy Caverns of Winter music from Earthbound. Only it was extended and seemed to have been in reverse. What an ear this guy has.
Yeah, how would you know? Holy shit.
I can identify it. You seem to have slowed it down a bit and reversed it.
You know perfect pitch? He has, like, perfect reversal.
He can perceive anything. And the image for the save file where you see a preview of the level you're on is just red static for all 3 files. What freaked me out more was the character select. It showed only Tails, Knuckles, and to my surprise, Dr. Robotnik. Now I was sure that something was up. I mean, how can you play as Robotnik in a classic Sonic game, for crying out loud?
Good question.
That's when I realised that this wasn't a glitchy game. It was a hacked game. Yeah, it definitely looked hacked. It was really creepy, but as a smart gamer, I wasn't scared.
Smart gamer!
Birdly.
Oh my god. I just want to picture Birdly reading this for the rest of the article.
I wasn't scared, or at least I tried not to be. I told myself that it was just a hacked game and that there's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, shaking off the creeped out feeling, I picked file 1 and chose Tails, and when I selected and got started... That's a strange sentence, but okay. The game froze for about 5 seconds and I heard a creepy pixelated laugh that sounded an awful lot like that Kefka guy from Final Fantasy before cutting to black. A pixelated laugh, you say?
This is another brilliant thing, is you need to have an extensive knowledge of video game sound effects and soundtracks to
How do you
appreciate
pixelate a laugh, is what I want to know.
Yeah. Oh, ha, 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 like that, I imagine. Like, very crunched.
That's not pixelated. Pixels.
Yeah, I know, it should be compressed. He doesn't know. Let him be, alright? This is an old one. You can't say anything negative.
I'm sorry,
You'll get banned for a
negative.
day.
They're gonna ban me.
Yeah, you don't want to get banned from the Creepypasta Wiki with no limit wiki.
The screen stayed black for about 10 seconds or more. Then it showed a typical level title thing, except the simplistic shapes were different shapes of red, and the text showed only Hill Act 1. The screen faded
it's
in.
not green anymore, bitch.
Oh, damn. The screen faded in and the level title vanished, revealing Tails in the Green Hill Zone from Sonic 1. The music was different, though. It sounded like a peaceful melody. In reverse! Anyway, I started playing and had Tails start running like you would in any of the classic Sonic games. What was odd was that as Tails was running along the level, there was nothing but flat ground and a few trees for 5 minutes. You did that for 5 minutes? I would have lost patience.
Yeah, I would have been like...
I would never have got to the ghost, to be honest. It took 5 minutes.
Modern... Yeah, you see, to really appreciate old horror games, you have to have, like, not modern fucking attention deficit problems.
The Sonic EXE would not get me because I would not be sit there for 5 minutes. That was when the peaceful music started to lower down into slow, deep tones very slowly as I kept going.
Oh, thanks for saying slow twice, by the way. That really helps.
Thank you. I suddenly saw something and I stopped to see where it was. It was one of the small animals lying dead on the ground bleeding. That was when the music started to slow down. Tails had a shocked and saddened look on his face that I never saw him have before. Tails is saddened about this turn of events. So I had to move along, and he kept that worried look on his face. As he kept moving, I saw more dead animals as Tails moved past them, looking more and more worried as the music lowers, and he moves past more dead animals. I was shocked to see how they all died. They looked like someone killed them in rather gruesome ways. A squirrel was hanged on a tree with what appeared to be his entrails hanged out.
Jesus.
A bunny had all... Are these like little cartoon animals, or are these like Sonic animals with like people?
In Sonic, they're like little cartoony animals that are like inside the robot.
So this is actually quite funny.
Run. Yeah.
A bunny had all 4 of his limbs torn off, and a duck had his eyes gouged out and his throat slit. How can you identify the injuries like pixels?
He knows.
He's like doing an autopsy.
He's just really good. He's got Imperial Eye. It's his ability. An Imperial Ear, yeah.
I felt sick to my stomach when I saw this massacre, and apparently so did Tails. I like how in the Discover SCP canon, there's only one magic eye, and it's the Imperial Eye, and it does everything.
It's the only one, yeah, exactly.
After a few more seconds, there were no more animals, and the music seemed to have stopped. I still kept Tails to continue. After a minute
What does that
passed,
mean? I still kept Tails to continue.
I don't know. After a minute passed after the music stopped, Tails was running up a hill, and then he stopped. It wasn't until I saw why. Sonic was there on the other side of the screen with his back against Tails with his eyes closed. Tails looked happy to see Sonic, but then his smile faltered, obviously noticing that Sonic wasn't responding to him, if not acting as if he was totally oblivious of Tails' presence. That's not like Sonic. Tails walked slowly towards Sonic. And I noticed that I wasn't even moving my keyboard to make him move. You noticed this, did you? So this has to be a cutscene.
This is funny because that would not be like off for any game now. It's just like, oh, here's your control wrenched away.
Yeah. Suddenly I began to have a growing feel of dread.
No. Tails, don't do it!
As Tails walked closer to Sonic to get his attention, did you hear that laugh from me? That Kefka laugh?
I did. Yeah, it wasn't pixelated though. So
but yeah, Anomalous, please pixelate that laugh I just did.
Impossible task.
I felt that Tails was in danger and something bad was going to happen. It's like fucking Tony Solid Jarvis, pixelate my laughter.
That's what it feels like when we give anomalous random orders. Poor guy.
I heard faint static growing louder as Tails was but inches away from Sonic and stopped and stuck his hand out to touch him. That foreboding feeling in my butt.
In my butt? Flushed emoji? He shit himself?
And I felt the urge to tell Tails to get away from Sonic as the static grew louder.
He can't hear you, it's a video game, dummy.
He's got earphones in. Suddenly, in a split second, I saw Sonic's eyes open and they were black with those red glowing dots, just like the title image. Thought there wasn't a smile. When that happened, the screen turned black and the static sound was off. It stayed black for about 7 seconds.
Why did he time all these black screens?
Because he's got the Imperial Eye. We've established this.
He's got Imperial timekeeping.
That's one of the powers of the Imperial Iris.
Right. The Iris? Is that the next
That's
power?
where the power resides, inside the Imperial Eye.
That makes sense.
And then white text appeared forming a message saying, "Hello! Do you want to play with me?"
Actually, we were talking about before this, like, body parts being sold. Can an Imperial Eye be transferred if it's, like, harvested and given to a new body? Or is the power resides in the soul?
The host has to be compatible with the Imperial Eye. They have to have a strong willpower.
Otherwise, the Imperial Eye will reject them and, like, pop out or kill them.
They'll become an eye monster.
Oh, that makes sense, actually.
Eyes will grow all over their bodies. In some parts of the world, they do this intentionally in order to farm additional Imperial Eyes from the beasts.
That's how every supervillain gets their, like, little eye minions.
Mm. So, I want to swap over for a little bit?
Sure, I can take over. Hang on. And then white text appeared, forming a message saying, "Hello, do you want to play with me?" Is that Sonic's voice?
That's exactly Sonic's voice. That's better than mine.
"You're too slow!" At this point, I was creeped out. I didn't want to continue with the game, but my curiosity got the better of me when I was taken to a different level with the level title now saying, "Hide and Seek!" This time I was in the Angel Island level from Sonic 3, and it looked like everything was on fire. Tails looked as though he was scared out of his wits this time. He actually looked at me and made frantic gestures to me, as if he wanted to get out of the area he was in as fast as possible. I was starting to get freaked out by this. I mean, Tails was actually breaking the fourth wall, trying to tell me to get him out of there.
That's not like Tails.
Pressed down and... That's not like him at all. He would never do that! Just like Sonic would never wave his finger at the player. He would never. That never happens in Sonic. So I pressed down on the arrow key as hard as I could and made him run as fast as he could. A pixelated version of that creepy theme when you meet Shadow at the Ark as Robotnik from SA2 was playing as I made Tails trek through the desolate
know what you mean, mate.
They're exactly what that means. Trying to help him escape from whatever he was trying to run from. Suddenly I heard that creepy laugh again. That awful Kefka laugh. I can't get over that. I don't know what Kefka's laugh sounds like. Can we Google it?
Go ahead.
Jarvis,
please insert the Kefka laugh noise.
Right after 10 seconds have passed as I helped Tails run through the forest, and then I started seeing flashes of Sonic popping everywhere on the screen, again with those black and red eyes. The music changed to that suspenseful, drowning jingle as I see Sonic behind Tails, slowly gaining up on him. Flying! Sonic wasn't running, he was actually flying! The flying pose the sprite was making looked very similar to Metal Sonic's flying pose in Sonic CD. I love how for this hack they just reused a bunch of assets.
Yeah, it's like... This is the only creepypasta I've seen that like, cites its sources.
Yeah. Except it was just Sonic, and he had the black and red eyes again. Only this time, he had the most deranged-looking grin on his face. He looked as though he was enjoying the torment he was giving the poor little fox as he gained up on him. Suddenly, when Tails tripped, another cutscene.
As a player, I would never allow Tails to trip.
Exactly, he's too much of a gamer. The music
Smart
stopped,
gamer.
and Sonic vanished. Tails laid there and started crying for 15 seconds. The scene was rather upsetting to watch, and I kind of teared up myself. But you know what I'm starting to think? Do you think these like creepy black screens and these crying are just like the hacks version of load screens? Like that's.
I know, but I just love that he kind of teared up himself.
It's so fucked up. But then Sonic appeared right in front of Tails, and Tails looked up in horror. Blood started to come down those blackened eyes of Sonic's as a grin slowly grew from his face as he looked down at the horrified fox. I could do nothing but watch. I mean, you could, like, turn off the game.
You could
Just in a split second,
leave.
Sonic lunged at Tails right before the screen went black. There was a loud screeching noise that only lasted 5 seconds. The text returned, only this time it said, "You're too slow! Wanna try again?" And then that god-awful laugh came with it.
I love that there's a screeching noise that only lasted 5 seconds. Usually it's much longer than that. Something's wrong.
Yeah, usually in Sonic it's at least 20. I was so shocked by what had happened. Did Sonic murder Tails? No, he couldn't have. He and Tails were supposed to be best friends, right? Why did Sonic do that to him? If you think it's a hacked game, don't you know that people make the games?
It's
not
like he feels like
the real characters.
It's like he thinks it's like a portal to Sonic World, and this is all real somewhere.
Yeah. I can't get over that. Why did Sonic do that to him? That's what the audience says after Tanhony murders me for the third time this week. Like, I thought they were best friends. Why would he do that to him? No. Oh, Lord. I shook the shock off as I was brought back to the character select. The save file that had Tails was different. Tails was no longer in the box itself, but in the TV screen itself, which was flickering with that red static. I don't really know what the difference is here. Tails' expression scared me. His eyes were black and bleeding. His orange fur had gone black, and he had an expression of anguish on his face. Trying to ignore it, I picked Knuckles next.
Let's
Why?
kill Knuckles.
Yeah, he's like, I don't like this Knuckles guy very much. Alright, I'm gonna pass it back to you.
Of course. The laugh came again, and the screen cut to black again and stayed there for another 10 seconds. This time the level said, "You can't run!" That was a really bad Sonic impression.
You're doing your best, don't worry about it.
I was really freaked out by now. I couldn't really tell if this was a glitch, or a hack, or some kind of sick, twisted joke. Is this some kind of twisted joke?
Who would do this? Just make Sonic kill Tails like that!
Or anything,
It's-
really. But despite my fear of what happened next, I kept playing, because otherwise there wouldn't be a story.
Yeah.
The Lex level looks much different. It had the ground of the scrap brain zone, but the sky background looked like the main menu. It had the same dark, reddish, cloudy sky. But it was the music that creeped me out the most. It sounded like Gygas's theme right after you beat Pokey in Earthbound.
Ah, great, another quirky Earthbound-inspired RPG.
Yeah. Like, it seems like JC Handy has played 2 games, Sonic and Earthbound. And
Yeah,
he's
in
also
Final
seen,
Fantasy.
Like, you've seen a clip of Final Fantasy with Kafka in
Yeah.
it. I also noticed that Knuckles looked afraid, just like Tails did. Though not as much. More rather, he looked a little unnerved.
This is to show that Knuckles is the braver character, of course.
He broke that's what we call efficient characterization. He broke the fourth wall just like Tails, or that's not like him, and looked as if he wasn't sure about going on, but I made him move anyway.
What does he mean by broke the fourth wall? Like, did he directly say, I don't know what's going on? Or
But I
did he
think
just,
just
look
doing
at you and
charades on
shrug?
the screen.
Yeah.
He ran down the straight pathway in this dark level, and as he did, the screen started to flicker red static a couple times, and then that maddening laugh came again.
No, not Kafka from Final Fantasy.
I wonder which Final Fantasy character that laugh resembled.
Represent.
I hope it was a clear image as well.
Oh, Lord.
After a few seconds of running, I noticed several bloodstains on the metallic ground. I felt a growing sense of fear again, thinking something horrible is going to happen to Knuckles. He looked nauseated walking down this blood-stained road, but I still kept him going. Suddenly, as Knuckles ran, Sonic appeared right in front of him with those black and red eyes, and then red static appeared again. When the static vanished, showing nothing but black screen with text saying, "Found you!" I was now scared. Sonic found Knuckles already? What was going on?
Does he not know how video games work? How? It was so fast! Also, why is he still playing if there's like no gameplay other than running away from getting slaughtered?
Anyway, red static came again, and then I was back to the level. Knuckles looked like he was panicking, and Sonic was nowhere to be found. And this time, that high-pitched squealing from the Silent Hill 1's final boss was playing.
Alright, so this is a guy who has not played Silent Hill 1, but has seen a cutscene of it.
Yeah, and he can identify the high-pitched squealing, which is apparently very distinctive.
Of course.
Was this some kind of boss battle with Sonic? I hope to God it wasn't, honestly. Suddenly Sonic appeared right behind Knuckles in what appeared to be pixelated black smoke. I made Knuckles turn and then punch Sonic, but Sonic vanished in black pixelated smoke before I could even land a hit, so that terrible laugh went off again. He used his Aether and attacked again. No.
Oh no.
Then Sonic appeared behind Knuckles again, and I made him punch again, and Sonic vanished again, laughing.
I'm so glad there's so much again.
I can picture it in my head. Knuckles was panicking even more, and even I felt like I was going crazy. Sonic was practically playing with us. He was playing a sick, twisted little mind game with me and Knuckles.
Not that. I love this. It's like, see, this is brilliant storytelling. Like, I know we're poking fun at it, but I'm actually entertained. Like, it's
Another
so bad,
cutscene.
it's fun.
Another cutscene played as Knuckles fell to his knees and clutched his head sobbing.
Knuckled is after he ran out of knuckles to throw.
I felt his agony. Sonic was actually driving us both crazy. And then a split-second Sonic lunged at Knuckles and the screen went black and distorted screeching noises lasted for about 3 seconds. Oh, another text message appeared. So many souls to play with, so little time. Wouldn't you agree? What the hell? Just what is going on? I started to think Sonic was actually trying to talk to me through the game, but I was too scared to think that, so he didn't think that.
Oh, okay, so you didn't think that.
I was brought back to the main menu, and this time the second file box had Knuckles in the TV screen. His red fur had darkened to a reddish grey. What the fuck is a reddish grey? His dreadlocks were dripping with blood, drip locks, and his eyes were black and bleeding too, and he had a look of sadness on his face.
Did you say drip locks? Did I just miss that? Based.
I began to think that those were the actual characters trapped in those TV screens on the save files, but I couldn't believe it. I didn't want to believe it. This is like fucking Jojo where Kakyoin gets put in a doll. It's like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
So I shut off the game and took a break.
Now that you said that, I want like the thumbnail for this for Hamiltoe to be like Sonic EXE with the Goku drip outfit. I'll have to ask him for that.
So I shut off the game and took a break.
That's like wise.
I took a nap. Wish I hadn't, because I then began to have the most disturbing nightmare. I was in pitch black darkness, though I was under the light given off by a lamp that hung high above my head, so you weren't in pitch black darkness.
Okay.
I could hear the cries of Knuckles and Tails nearby. They were saying stuff like, "Help us!" and "Why did you give us to him?" and "Run away before he gets you too!" And our popcorn has bit back to you this monologue.
Their cries died out as I then heard Sonic laugh. His laugh. It sounded a lot like the distorted Kefka laugh.
It resembled something. It sounded like it.
Ah, that makes sense. You're a lot fun to play with, kid. Just like your friend Kyle, though he didn't last long. I was scared and looking around for the source of the voice. Won't be long now until you join him and all my other friends. I saw him walking toward me, flickering in and out in several directions. You can't run, kid. You're in my world now, just like the others. When he grabbed me and I saw his bleeding black and red-eyed grinning face, I woke up with a fright. After a couple of hours, I decided to continue playing the game. I don't know why, but I had to know. I had to figure out why this was happening. So I turned on the computer, turned on the game, and selected Robotnik next. I love how you just disregarded Kyle's warning.
Yeah.
Fuck, like, after the first map, would you not be like, I know why Kyle wanted me to get rid of this?
After the mysterious nightmare as well, I think that would be my limit.
Yeah, I'd be like, alright, I'm done with the game now. I still thought that was wacky, playing as Robotnik. But anyway, the level title appeared. Wacky. That's what was wacky about this. The level title appeared again, and this time it said ... which I found really freaky.
That's too far.
This time. Yeah, that is. I agree. I mean, that's just lazy programming. They didn't even put a title name for the level. This time I was in some kind of hallway. Didn't really look like it was from any of the classic Sonic games, though. It has the pixelated style. The floor was shiny and checkered. The walls.
What do you mean?
Oh God! Sorry.
No,
my dad randomly walked up.
You were scared.
My dad walked up without making a. My dad walked up without making a sound. I just saw this giant figure in the doorway. He's wearing all gray, and it's dark outside, so it was like a shadow. Yeah, I thought Big the Cat came for me. I got scared. The floor was shiny and checkered. The walls were a dark grayish purple with animated candle lights and a few dark bloodstains here and there. And there was a dark red curtain hanging above on the top part of the screen. Every 12 seconds or so, that red curtain sways very slowly, but whenever you're playing the game, you can barely see it move. The music was oddly pleasant, a piano playing a rather sad yet peaceful song. But I knew better. This was the song that played in Hill Act 1, only it wasn't in reverse.
You can identify it.
Yeah, it's not in reverse.
Hang on. You've only heard it in reverse.
Did you go quiet on me, or did my ears stop working?
I don't know. Am I quiet?
Okay.
Is that better?
It must have just been me. I think my tinnitus is active.
Oh, sorry everyone. I just screamed at your ears.
Robotnik didn't look entirely nervous like Tails and Knuckles did, but he did have a suspicious look on his face, as if he was just a bit paranoid. He did a little animation when I just left him standing. He turns his head to the left and then to the right at least twice, and then shrugs at me, as if he has no idea where he was or what was going on. Even though I was scared out of my mind about what was going to happen, I had Robotnik continue onward. He did his usual running animation, you know, when you've beaten him at the end of a classic Sonic game and you chase him, as we continued going through the hallway. Then I stop at a long flight of stairs leading downward. Oh, it's the stairs from Your Turn to Die. Now I was nervous. Even Robotnik seemed unsure of himself, though I pressed onward. As I led Robotnik down the stairs, I noticed that the walls have gotten darker and more reddish. The red torches are now an eerie blue.
Wait, how did it get more reddish then? It'd be blue.
I don't know. It doesn't add up. Something doesn't add up about this creepypasta.
Yeah,
I'm gonna need to put this in. Gonna need to downvote this off the wiki. Then we landed onto another hallway. Oh, shit, I'm banned. You have to read it. You have to take over.
Okay, then we landed onto another hallway and my joke backfired. This one was longer than the last one, or at least it felt like it. And then we headed down another flight of stairs down. This one was much longer, took at least 1 full minute. Someone doesn't know how to design a game.
Yeah, this is like the most boring game ever. There's no rings to collect, no mobs, no loop-de-loops or platforming, and you have to wait
one boss fight is just a cutscene. You lose in a cutscene.
Yeah. Which is, to be fair, the same as every other JRPG.
But that's the only boss fight. And then I heard that horrid Kefka laugh again, and then the music slowly faded until it was quiet. As it did, the walls turned more dark red and the torches were a black flame now.
Alright, I'm sorry, I can't take it anymore. I have to Google Kefka laugh. Alright, I found a video. It's not even that creepy! Have you heard this before? It's like...
That's what Sonic sounds like when he laughs, yeah.
It's not that bad. It sounds like Bowser.
But it's pixelated, keep in mind.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
When Robotnik landed on the third hallway, I noticed he now looks really creeped out, though he tried to hide it. Robotnik put on a brave face. I couldn't blame him, I was scared too.
How can you read so many emotions into these pixeled characters?
I don't know. Suddenly Sonic pops right in front of Robotnik, the same way he did Knuckles, and then red static. The red static lasted about 15 seconds, and then it showed me a most unpleasant image. The image showed a hyper-realistic of Sonic...
wait. Anomalous, put 2 on the hyper-realistic counter, please.
Nothing. Sonic standing in the darkness, where you can only see his face while his head and torso fade into black. And when I say hyper-realistic...
3.
I mean he looks so real you could actually see the lines in the blue fur, as if you could actually feel the fur if you touched the screen.
He was seeing the original Sonic movie version.
His face. Oh god, he had the most horrifying smile I had ever seen.
This actually adds up now.
And that's saying something, considering I saw that image at the start of the game. His eyes are wide and black and once again crying blood, which also looks hyper-realistic.
4. See, now they're doing the gauntlet of hyper-realistic. Yeah.
And there were 2 small glowing red dots in those black eyes staring right at me, as if staring into my mind. We've already done this description, why are we doing it again?
Damn.
His grin was wide and demonic. It literally stretched to the size of her face like a Cheshire cat, except Sonic had fangs. Very sharp fangs, much like the werehog's teeth, except more vicious looking.
What the fuck is the werehog?
That's from Sonic Unleashed, which he was just playing at the start of the game.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, sorry. Except more vicious looking, somewhat yellowish, and from the looks of it he had stains of blood and small bits of flesh on his lips and fangs, as if he ate some animal. I stared at that gruesome image for a good 30 seconds, never taking my eyes off it. I felt as if he were actually looking at me, smiling at me. That face. It just took 10 seconds for it to etch itself into my brain for good. He can track at what point it became etched into his brain. This guy, I've never seen the Imperial Eye. So powerful.
This is the Imperial Cogitant.
Then the screen flickered with red stack again 3 times. On the 3rd time, I heard the Kefka laugh. Except this time it sounded distorted, demonic even.
Oh, so pixelated wasn't code for distorted.
Well, I guess it was, but
it had
it's
to
like
be
more
compressed.
distorted, like evilly distorted.
I got you.
I'll pass this back to you because it's the greatest line.
It went back to the image again, except this time there was the text again, though it was messed up, but it was pretty much one of the most horrifying things I looked at since I had this game. I am God! It was when I read that message while looking at Sonic when it hit me. I realized right there and then, this Sonic was a monster! Oh, only now did you realize. A pure evil, sadistic, all-powerful, nightmarish, demented monster. And all of his victims, including Tails, Knuckles, Robotnik, and possibly Kyle.
He's behind
his
the video
little
game
toys.
characters.
Yeah, Kyle's like, help me, Tom! Let me out of here!
He's like, no, Tails, Knuckles.
And the game is the very gateway into his chaotic, nightmarish world, and the very hell his victims are trapped in. Suddenly, in an actual split second, I actually have a question. If you're referring to hell in the generic sense, not the Christian hell, is it still capitalized?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I
Suddenly,
was
in
very
an actual
surprised that
split
JC the Hyena
second.
would have made that mistake.
Yeah, he's a really good writer, so that feels kind of weird.
I've
I
seen the
screamed
edit
a
when
Sonic
they bit on the
lunge.
faster of No Limits wiki.
I screamed as Sonic lunged at the screen, screeching loudly with his mouth wide open to an unnatural length, revealing nothing but a literally spiraling abyss of pure darkness before the red static came again. This is just a Five Nights at Freddy's jump scare. This time much louder and distorted. I love your impression. Can you do that again? Like a depressed Five Nights at Freddy's character. So loud that it hurts my ears. I yelled and grabbed my ears as the red static screeched for a good 7 seconds. I love how he's so precise, but it's never a decimal. It's never like 7.3 seconds.
He's not
he
on
needs
that
to
level
train. Yeah. Then it stopped and showed nothing but black screen. As I sat there staring at the black screen, one last text came up. Ready for round 2, Tom? The Kefka laugh, now sounding more clear as if Sonic was right behind me, played again 3 times as I looked at that text in shock and confusion. Alright, I'm gonna pass it back to you.
Then I got booted back to the main menu, and this time the 3rd save file had a TV image of Robotnik in the same tormented state as Tails and Knuckles. Robotnik's skin turned a dull grey, his moustache drooped and had blackened. His glasses broke and blood is coming from them, and he had a mere dead-like expression on his face. I looked at
I assume
Tails.
you meant near dead.
No, he doesn't make mistakes, my guy. JC the
Merely
Hyena.
dead-like.
I looked at Tails, Knuckles, and Robotnik, and I cried a bit. I pitied them for the agony they're going through. They were forever trapped within the game, forever tormented by that horrid hedgehog.
Forever tormented by that horrid hedgehog
I
is my
hate that
favorite
hedgehog.
line.
He's put me in hell.
This also implies that these Sonic characters are real and not like.
Yeah, how's that
programmed.
work, like, physically? Then the computer shut itself off. I couldn't turn it back on no matter what I did. That's the scariest part. It bricked his computer.
Yeah.
I sat there for maybe 25 seconds, he's not sure, horrified by what had just happened. Sonic is the very embodiment of evil. He tortures people who play his game in more ways than one. And then when he gets bored, he drags you into the game. Literally drags you to hell, where he can play with you always as his toy. I can't get the game out of my computer. I think it's stuck in there. But at least I managed to turn it back on now. After I sat there for 25 seconds, I heard a voice right behind me, like a whisper. Try to keep this interesting for me, Tom. I turned around to see where the voice came from, and what I saw made me scream. Sitting on my bed, staring right at me, was a Sonic plushie smiling with bloodstains under its eyes. And the first comment is just the word knuckled.
Knuckle? Oh, brilliant.
How many scary Sonics would you give this out of 10?
How many, what would I give out of 10?
How many Sonic.exes?
13. This is literally perfection. This was like the most fun read I've had in like 20 episodes. This was based.
We do have a second story. We're 40 minutes in, but I really want to read the second one.
Yeah, I agree. I wonder how you're going to top Sonic EXE, though. And you know, it's the Halloween special. It can go a little long if it needs to.
Well, let's begin then. With no further ado, Sonic EXE Round 2.
Oh, fuck yes! And here I wondered how it could get better.
The saga continues.
Oh, this one's like just as long, too. Is it by the same guy?
It is, JC the Hyena, the author.
Oh, I'm wondering if he only made this because the first one got so popular and he felt like he had to. What pressures did JC the Hyena face?
This is like the aliens to the original Alien.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Hang on, should we take like a short breather? Because that was a lot of reading we just did. We might need to process our minds.
Yeah,
process
what are you thinking, like, for a short breather? You got a Wikipedia?
I'm thinking, how do you compare this to last year's creepypasta? Like, do you think this tops all the ones from last year? Or, actually, no. Who would win in a fight, Sonic.exe or Mario Blood Whistle?
I was just saying, I would feel like Sonic.exe would win because he can, like, wield the Blood Whistle. It's a tool.
Really? Wait, hold on. You're saying Sonic would win because Mario can wield the Blood Whistle?
No, because Mario's not the Blood Whistle, because Mario is killed by the Blood Whistle.
Oh, you're right.
Which is his own separate
Okay, then the
entity.
Blood Whistle versus Sonic.exe.
And let's see who would wield it.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, it would be Kefka on the other end. God, so how many video game references do you think will be in this one? That's what we should have done a counter for. Not hyper-realistic. It should have been how many video games get named. Alright. Are you ready?
I am so ready. I'll begin.
Let's do this.
It's been more than a year now ever since the Sonic.exe murders began to happen. And the police department still doesn't know who's doing it or why it's happening.
How? The guy posted it online. It's, like, really popular.
It's a mystery. The first murders looked as though the killer did a sloppy job at it, but over time the killings, or at least some of the guys back at the station thinks it's just killings, have gotten more elaborate. Bodies have been starting to look like the victims just dropped dead or there were disappearances. One thing is certain.
How does a body look like there was a disappearance? Wouldn't there just not be a body?
All the victims seem to each have a burned, destroyed computer with some data from a game called Sonic.exe. None of us have found any connections or clues that could help us learn why all this is happening. Well, no, that's not true. There was one cop who may have uncovered more about the murders than we did. The guy's name was Derek Green, a really good detective. Mainly because he was always teamed up with his sister Chelsea. They were assigned
that's why he was so good, it's because he worked with his sister.
He copied her homework. They were assigned to investigate the Sonic.exe murders. I should know, because I was their boss at the time. They're both dead. Sometimes I wonder if I should have helped him. I don't know. Anyways, the boys
I love how this is like, the tone is trying to be like a tough detective, but it's so bad.
It's like a
I'm just imagining like the noir music in the background, like the smooth jazz. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Sometimes I wonder if I should have helped him. I don't know.
Anyway, the boys have found Derek's diary when we investigate his apartment. He hasn't been in his home for weeks.
It's called a journal when it's a boy! Get it right! It's not a diary!
The diary recorded all of what Derek found in his investigation. My God, did he write down a lot. Especially after the chief of police took him off the case. A lot of what he wrote down seems to connect a lot about what's going on with these murders. At least I hope he was onto something. Here's what Derek wrote.
So many ellipses.
I'll pass this first bit of the diary to
you.
Oh,
he did this in Blood Whistle format, where he like put dates and times.
Yeah.
7:30 p.m. September 15th, 2011. Happy birthday to me! I got this diary as a gift from my sister Chelsea. But this is not an adult. This will certainly come in handy when we both do another investigation. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Name's Derek Green. I'm a detective. Wow, I'm not really good at this. Hopefully I'll get better as I write in this. Anyways, I'll let you know if anything else happens. With these writing skills, he's not a policeman.
He's a really good detective.
Like, I'm all for, like, you know, saying, like, the cops suck, but, like, no cop would write this badly. This is just fucking awful. Also, why did he not write in his diary again for, like, a month?
I love the bizarre tone of this. Like, it's trying to be a noir, but it's only experience of how the genre works. Is like,
yeah, this feels like a 13-year-old is the detective, kid detective, and his 10-year-old sister Chelsea. 11:22 a.m., October 24th, 2011, over a month later.
When's
wow,
this
pretty interesting.
This episode's coming out on the 23rd, okay.
It almost added up. That would have been based. Wow, pretty interesting way to start off a case on Halloween. Our boss told us there's a stiff in one of the local suburbs, and he wants us to check it out. Wow, been a while since me and Chelsea tackled a murder case. This might be interesting. We're in the truck right now, and we're heading for the house. Watch the road, not the diary!
Like when you got a sense of, like, this guy's intelligence level, the voice changed from Skipper to Sonic.
Yeah. Sorry, I need a minute. 2:30 p.m. Jesus! Whatever happened in this house, I was not expecting. You're a cop. I can't take it.
This is bad. This is better than the first one already.
So much. Oh my god. Why do we even read SCPs? We should just do this for a living. The victim looks like something ripped his mouth open and tried to yank something out from inside. I've seen a lot of messed up ways to kill a person, but this is rather strange. I don't really, in text talk, think any normal person would do this.
Pesci.
Beach boy! The cop present at the crime scene told us that the kid was like this for 2 days. And his parents just discovered his body. Why would the parents not realize what the kid was like for 2 days?
Maybe
it's kind of fucked up. Maybe. And called us in this morning. What's really weird about this is that there's a badly made cut on his chest that's shaped like the number 1.
You said really there? That's not what it says on the page, Dan. Can you please read it right?
R-L-Y? Roller?
Yeah.
How do you pronounce that?
Roller.
Roller. Chelsea told me she found a possible clue to the murder. Yeah, he really is just copying off her homework. He's done, like, nothing. She showed us that the victim owned a computer. Oh, thank God.
Wow,
the computer's badly burned and wrecked. I love how his, like, jaw was ripped off and he was cut into it, and they're like, a burnt computer. That's what this is about. I've discovered it. Both me and Chelsea have a theory to this. Either the killer destroyed the computer, or the victim did it himself!
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the two.
How is this, like, their best detective?
He's really
good. The boss
was
like, he was a really good detective.
He's really
Either
good.
way, we sent it to the station for research.
They didn't even figure out, they sent someone else to figure it out.
This is so... I can't handle this, I have to pass it back to you.
Alright, the guys from the lab have their reports. They told us the computer's wrecked from inside and out. And what I mean by that is that everything that was on this kid's computer is completely deleted. While at the same time, the computer got destroyed. That'll do it, yeah. The only thing that seems to still be in the computer is some data from... Okay, so it wasn't completely deleted. It's some data from a computer game called Sonic.exe.
See, this doesn't even work because without, like, the basic services, you wouldn't even be able to run the OS to play Sonic.exe. I'm so mad.
4:30 p.m. November 11th, 2011.
This is like another month later.
A couple more murders these last few weeks. All the same killing method, dead methods, dead bodies, torn open mouths, destroyed computers, people aged up using the Grateful Dead. The more recent killings are looking less messy, as if the killer is being more careful with tearing out whatever it is he's tearing out from inside these victims' bodies.
What do you mean, whatever it is? Can you not perform an autopsy and see what's missing?
We can't.
It's a kidney. It's Eyeless Jack pretending to be Sonic.exe.
They're in league. There are also cuts on these victims' chests that seem to be in numerical order. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Wow.
The killer seems to be keeping count of all the people he's killing.
I love how it took him until 6 to figure that out.
8:30 p.m. He's going in his diary multiple times a day. He's very dedicated.
Yeah. Well, multiple times a day, and then he waits like a month, and then does it again.
Had dinner. Both me and Chelsea are brainstorming with what's been going on. It's really strange. The fact that computers are getting destroyed every time there's a murder victim, and we find some old data from the same game. Sonic.exe. It reminds me of the times me and Chelsea played some of our old Sonic the Hedgehog video games. Oh no. I remember when we used to play Sonic Heroes. She always liked playing as Rouge the Bat, and I always liked playing as Vector.
No, you know what? No, hold on. No. I need to look something up.
When did Sonic.exe come out? Not something.
Sonic Heroes came out in 2003. This came out in 2011. So if they played these as kids, they're probably like barely adults.
They're really good though.
They're like 18 or 20.
Don't you play as like 3 characters at a time in Sonic Heroes? How can you play as Rouge the Bat individually or Vector? I'm pretty sure you can't.
You know what? I'm tired of these inaccuracies from a supposed real Sonic fan.
But it's weird. What is a Sonic game? A possibly fan-made one at that. Got to do with all these killings? Find out. You're a detective.
What do you mean possibly fan-made? Can't you just Google Sonic.exe and see that's like not a game?
2:45 p.m. December 2nd, 2011. Another murder. Big surprise there.
My God!
Not give a fuck. But now, both me and Chelsea agree that all these murders are connected with that game. It took you 7 murders to figure that out.
These are not very good detectives.
They're very good. The chief said so. Maybe the killer made it as his calling card. The chief told us not to worry so much about a simple video game and just stick with what's going on with the murders.
If it's his calling card, why would he destroy the computer and risk like not being able to see it? Use like basic skills.
I don't know. 6:30 p.m. Autopsy came in again. Big surprise. The doctors told us that aside from the wounds to the chest and mouth, the victims don't seem to show any signs of a murder or a struggle. In fact, as baffling as it seems, all the victims appear to be in perfect health, apart from the fact that they're dead. I earth-checked... Oh yeah, there's air quotes around the word dead there, so... I earth-checked the word dead, because that's where the report came out really disturbing. The doctors stated that they're all in what appears to be in a persistent vegetative state. Many of these people are in fact still alive. You did an autopsy on them! Oh my god! Oh my god, you killed them!
Does this mean you could free them from the Sonic hell by just not feeding them? Because your body still needs nutrients in a vegetative state.
I like how this reads to me like J.C. the Hinder, while writing this, saw something that said a persistent vegetative state, and he was like, "That's so cool! I gotta put in my story."
That's what I'm thinking, because he capitalized it as well, like it was a proper noun.
But they're all in an empty, dead-like state. Is this something robbed them of their minds or a sense of self? Is that a medical opinion? Chelsea stated it was probably one of the freakiest things she's seen in her days as my partner, and I don't blame her. Who would be capable of actually stealing people's senses of self?
The Phantom Thieves!
It's like the devil is hand-picking innocent people and robbing them of their souls for eternal damnation.
This is some real detective work you're
swap
doing.
back to you. It was the devil, of course.
5:42 p.m., December 14th, 2011. Chelsea's been acting very strange lately. She seems quiet at work, and whenever we go home, she goes back into her room. I'm guessing she's just as determined to learning more about this case as I am. If she's onto something, I hope she lets me know first before we make it official. After all, we are a team, and I copy off her homework. 2 p.m., December 19th, 2011. Chelsea didn't go to work with me. Said she wasn't feeling well. I'm starting to get a little worried for her. Ever since we took this case, she's been acting rather odd. I don't know, maybe I'm overreacting. Boss told me to not worry about it, and maybe just look into what she was researching on. I might do that. Also, several news about people worshipping this guy recently. Calls himself X. I swear, the things kids will be into nowadays. Worshipping cult leaders? Brilliant. 9:30 p.m., December 24th, 2011. Oh, is that going to be Sonic X, like the fucking anime?
Oh my god.
Almost time for Christmas, though I don't know if I should celebrate. Chelsea's been shut up in her room almost every day, not responding to me. I hope she's alright. This guy just learned what ellipses are. Anyways, I've been looking into Chelsea's work, and I think she might have found something. Apparently, the killer must be going after anyone who plays the Sonic.exe game. How many times have they come to this conclusion?
Yeah, we know.
And once they've played the game, the killer tracks them down, kills them, and keeps count by carving the numbers onto their chest.
No.
But what
he
about
puts them
the
in
fact that
persistent vegetative state.
Yeah, come on. Keep it up. What about the fact that almost every victim looks as though they had their soul sucked right out of damn Sonic EXE gives good head. Wait a minute. I just remembered something. A few days ago, Chelsea came home from the store and went back into her room. She said she found a new game. Oh my god, Chelsea! Why did you write all this before?
She's in stores?
I love how he wrote down his realization before going to check on her.
I suddenly remembered.
Don't worry, the boss added some notes for us. 12:32 a.m. The writing is a bit sloppy and there are tears splotched here and there. Chelsea's dead. She found the game. Oh my god, why? 4:50 a.m. December 25th, 2011. I called the guys back at the station to help me move Chelsea. Oh god, why? Why her? Did the killer found out and tried to cover his tracks? No, it doesn't look like anything was taken or destroyed. Well, except for the computer. And the game is still here. I wanted to keep it to find out why this had happened, but the chief demanded I hand it over to him. The way he asked for it is really odd. It's as if he doesn't want me to do anything to this game disc. The funeral for my sister will be prepared in a few days. I can't believe that Chelsea, my own sister, is gone. When I find out who killed her, I'm gonna make sure he pays dearly. How do you know it's a he, sexist? Alright, I'm gonna pass it off to you because I'm feeling lightheaded.
4:50 p.m., December 28th, 2011. Came back from the funeral. God, am I a mess. Thankfully, Boss was there for me. He's the only person who's ever supported me in Chelsea.
Do you think Boss added this in his, reading back?
I'm glad he's on my side about this case. A woman came to me in the funeral party. You mean the wake? The funeral party?
Hey, everyone, it's a funeral party!
Chelsea has gone dance.
Chelsea's gone dance.
The crab dance. A woman came to me in the funeral party. Her name is Shannon Goldman, and she was supposedly representative for the cult of X, as she called it. She told me she was sorry for my loss, and pulled out some weird religious crap about X, wishing me a happier year. Seriously? Who is this X guy anyway? She told me that soon X will make things better for the whole world, which pretty much ended the conversation right there. That woman is crazy. Anyway, more news about the cult of X doing more crazy stuff. Wow. Whoever this X guy is, he's making as much of an impact on the public as the killer is. 2:20 p.m., January 2nd, 2012. Another murder. Jesus, this guy never has a break with this, does he? This is like the 22nd killing. What is he trying to gain from killing all the people? And how the hell is he getting away with it so goddamn because you're stupid? Because you're really
this
stupid.
Was their best detective? Holy
He's really
shit.
good. I gotta know what it is Chelsea was finding. She was onto something, I just know it. Maybe if I look around in a room, I might find a clue. You haven't looked around?
Oh my god, he's so bad.
5:30 p.m.
This is the world's worst detective.
Well, whatever Chelsea found, she left a lot of good clues for me. The computer isn't entirely broken.
I love your voice for him.
In fact, it seems like it only got beat up a few times, but still surprisingly working like new. I'm actually surprised I didn't see it like this that night. But then again, if you lost someone you love, you too would lose sight of very important details surrounding you. It's so true. Anyway, I checked the computer and there was an icon for the Sonic.exe game on a desktop. My god! How the hell did Chelsea even get this? I guess it doesn't really matter. What's really important is what I found in her notes. Apparently Chelsea was terrified of this game. Something from the game scared the crap out of her. In fact, according to what she wrote down, she made it seem like the game is cursed or something. That can't be the case. There's no way a computer game would harm anyone. Right?
Oh my fucking god.
This guy is so fucking stupid. I can't even be sarcastic anymore.
Yeah, I actually, how much longer is this? Hold on. Keep our place. We're at 7:12 a.m. January 3rd, right? I need to see how long this goes. Oh my god, Ken, this is going to take, all day.
No, it's fine. 7:12 a.m., January 3rd, 2012. Okay, I changed my mind. Maybe there is something spooky about the game after all. Last night I had a dream. No, a nightmare, more like. I remember it well. I was trapped in darkness. All was quiet except someone was laughing and talking to me. I kept having visions of Sonic the Hedgehog smiling and appearing all around me as he talked to me. He told me to play the game over and over again, each time sounding more impatient. When he got to my face and yelled, "Play it!" That's when I woke up with a fright. Why would Sonic want me to play a game that possibly killed my sister?
This guy thinks Sonic is real too.
Maybe he is real.
Maybe it is in this canon. Maybe Sonic is just like, maybe games are just portals to another world.
3:30 p.m. Another murder, number 24. And the cult of X seems to be pestering the public more and more. What's their deal? Don't they realize there's a killer on the loose? Wait a minute. What if this X weirdo is the killer? Die. It would make sense. Ever since these murders started, this cult didn't hang around recruiting more and more people. And this X character they're worshipping. Who is he? Why did this cult even start after several murders
I
have
think you
taken
spelled
place?
worshipping wrong too. Shouldn't that have
Worshiping.
two P's? Worshipping.
I looked over Chelsea's notes again, and she seemed to agree with me. Apparently, X is something to do with...
Holy shit! So she even already came. He really did just copy off her homework. That's why he was.
Well, he did read all the notes. He's like going in chronological order.
He's like the shittiest fucking. Oh my god! I know I'm just repeating the same thing
He's
over
really
and over
good,
again.
though.
But
He's a
come
really
on,
good
guys.
detective.
Only
Apparently
because of
X
Chelsea.
has something to do with the Sonic. She's not even that good, to be honest. Apparently, X has something to do with the Sonic.exe game. Did he
Alright,
make
take
the
your
game?
bets. Do you think it's X because of Sonic X or X because of EXE?
Because X is a cool letter, I think, is the depth of the of the thinking.
Oh, maybe.
Is he somehow got a hold of it and thought, hey, if I kill people with this game, people will like me? What? If what X is doing is real, then something is seriously wrong here. 6:30 p.m. Unbelievable. The chief of police came over to my apartment a while ago and told me the investigation may be too much for me to handle, and he said I was off the case. What the hell? I practically found a lot of evidence for it. And he practically
Okay, no, Chelsea found a lot of evidence that you read later.
And he practically told me that I shouldn't continue on. He also said that Chelsea would have wanted me to quit with this after what had happened. Bullshit! Whatever. I'm not going to let some fathead stop me from solving this case. I'm going to find out who X really is, why he's doing all this, and I'm going to turn him in.
I have to Google fathead. Is that like a real insult?
I don't know. It doesn't sound
I don't
like
think
one.
so. I think he made that
Can
up.
I swap back to you for a minute because my throat's about to explode?
Yeah, I totally feel you. 5 p.m., February 8th, 2012. More murders. We're up to 28 now. The boss contacts me about it every now and then behind the chief's back. He told me that whoever is causing... Oh, so the boss isn't the chief. They're different.
The boss.
That doesn't make any sense. Is he like the sergeant then, I guess?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know whether the writer does, so I don't know.
This is insanity. That whoever is causing all these murders is one smart son of a bitch. Is he or are the police just fucking stupid? I can't really blame him. As much as I hate to admit it, I have to give X credit for being able to kill 28 people, so... Do
You do have to give it to him.
You go hand it to the Zodiac Killer, yeah?
He's good at what
He's not going to get away with it.
Why do you say that like the Zodiac Killer was in England?
I don't know. Cockney accent. I've been watching too much Magnus Files. Anyways, I've looked over Chelsea's notes again, and what she wrote down before she got attacked was very odd, nonsensical stuff about a Sonic plushie always watching her, spying on her. I never saw a Sonic doll in the apartment. Then again, I never questioned my sister's sanity. She was always the smart one in things. Yeah, that makes sense. It just pains me to realize how broken she was just before she died. I didn't tell the boss about X or Chelsea's notes. I know he won't believe me. What do you mean? They're physical notes. Nobody will. I guess if you have to solve a case, you have to do it yourself. That's probably why she did it without him. She thought he'd get in the way. He's like, I fucking hate my brother. 8:30 p.m. Someone sent me a friend request on Skype. He calls himself Cole. He said he can help me with this case, but only if I can trust him. I really don't have a choice. I'm willing to do anything to put an end to this. Anyways, Cole told me that I first have to get files of all the victims in the Sonic.exe murders. And that's what the news is starting to call them now that the police has confirmed the old game data in the computers as evidence. Later on tonight, I'm going to pay the station a little visit. 11:45 p.m. Jesus! What a close call! I just made it back from the station. I managed to grab all the files and I had a run-in with the chief. He asked me what I was doing back in the station. I lied and told him that I had to pick up a few things from my office and decided to take some time off. Thankfully, he believed me. But it's strange, the way he talked to me sounded like he didn't believe me in the slightest. What? I can't take it anymore. I'm at my wit's end. Anyway, my head hurts. Anyways, I got the files just like Cole asked. I told Cole that all of the victims had the same occurrences. All of them were in a dead-like state as if their souls were taken out, and that they were all numbered, and that each computer the victims had were somehow destroyed and had Sonic.exe inside the hard drives. Cole said that there's a reason why all the victims had Sonic.exe in their computers, and boy did I not like the answer. The Cult of X is involved.
No!
Their members, after someone gets killed, steals the game disc the victim had at the time and hides it away for a while until it shows up later on at a random place to easily obtain it.
Huh?
These random locations could be anything. A game store, a pawn shop, well, they're all in the same city if you're still on the case for it, so...
Yeah.
Because, you know, the police
I like
stations
the black
are
market.
separated by
I'm going to buy
precincts.
Sonic video games off the black market. The
Hell
counterfeit.
yes. These random locations could be anything. A game store, a pawn shop, the black market, eBay, Craigslist. Random, yet seemingly harmless deliveries. Is the black market harmless? Anywhere that involves buying stuff. That way, when the next potential victim finds it, he or she becomes the new owner of the Sonic.exe game until X comes to kill them. And then a member of the cult comes to steal away the game disc again, and thus the cycle begins anew. You lived in the same house as her. How did you not see this happen?
Sonic
I asked Cole why the cult is even doing this, and he told me that X, the bastard, is clearly some sort of holy figure to the cult, and they will do whatever it takes to be on his good side. What does they see in X, anyhow? Why is it they like him so much that they're willing to be accomplices to murder? Or better yet, what kind of power does X have to strike so much terror into people that they'll do whatever he says? Popcorn, I'm
Derek,
lightheaded.
if you wish to join the Cult of X, take a step down the stairs.
No.
3:30 p.m. March 1st, 2012. I couldn't hold myself any longer. I had to know what Chelsea found in that game, so I played it. It started off pretty basic with this classic Sonic the Hedgehog title screen, until I started it. Sonic.
Oh shit.
His eyes had gone black and there were red glowing dots staring at me. Anyway, when I got on the character selection screen, yes, this game apparently has one, I was shown the character lineup. Shadow.
Wait, the parentheses implies that fucking the boss wrote that in.
Shadow, Sally, and Rouge. Rouge was Chelsea's favourite character. I chose not to play as her out of respect for Chelsea and chose Shadow. That laugh, it sounded just like the laugh Sonic made in that dream I had. He's clearly not played Final
He doesn't
Fantasy.
know about Kefka. He's never played it.
The game started with a level title called Let's Play. Let's Play, even.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Sonic.exe. Today we're going to be running with Shadow.
And I was shown Shadow standing in what appears to be a hallway of mirrors, with a faint echoing sound of a piano playing a calm melody in the distance. This guy doesn't have the Imperial Eye, you can tell he's not timed any of this shit.
Yeah, he's not
I had
good.
Shadow walk down the hall, and every time he walked past a mirror, I was introduced to a more twisted and messed up version of himself in the mirror. His reflections were red markings, but oozing red as if he was bleeding, and his eyes were bloodshot to the point where they were red, bleeding and pulsating, and he had probably the most psychotic grin on his face. It's like I was looking at a walking fountain of blood. I had Shadow walk past the last mirror and the music stopped. Shadow was now walking down an empty, quiet hallway. I had this growing sense of dread in my stomach. And then Shadow started one more mirror. He stopped right at it, showing his weird, bleeding reflection. Then that laugh came again, that Sephiroth laugh, and I saw that the real Shadow was slowly transforming into his reflection, bleeding and smiling. The hell kind of game is this? And then Sonic appeared, with those black and red eyes, red tears coming down his face. He smiled as he looked at Shadow, and then the screen went black, and then came a message on the screen. It's not the outside that's important, it's who you are on the inside that really intrigues me, Sonic says.
Oh, the soul. He takes your soul.
When it came back to the level, Shadow was sitting on the floor, cradling in a hard fetal position like a child, just grinning that freaky grin. Then Sonic smiled as he looked at me, and then he lunged at Shadow, the screen going black with a loud pixelated screeching noise. Gah! I still feel as if I can still hear it ringing in my ears. That laugh came again in another message. You're learning more about this better than anyone, aren't you, Derek? What the fuck? How the hell does this game know me? This doesn't make any sense. How does Monica know my computer ID? This doesn't make any sense. He brought me back to the main menu, and I saw that Shadow is now on one of the TV screens, looking as he did earlier, looking rather mindlessly happy.
Oh, this is a more pleasant one. This is like you get rescued by Sonic.
My head hurt so much from all this. Was this what Chelsea found? A haunted computer game? And now some guys using this as an excuse to kill people? Just to gain a cult?
Why would you jump to haunted before, like, hacked or...
Yeah,
like,
even the previous guy, he was like, this is a hacked game. But that's okay because I'm a smart gamer. This guy's a dumb gamer.
This is a very dumb game. I think he's just a dumb person.
I just don't get it. Why is all of this happening? Who is X? Who is X? Who is X? Sonic? Popcorn.
Is it Sonic? 4:30 p.m., March 2nd, 2012. I've come to a conclusion. It's obvious that X is no ordinary human being. In fact, I no longer even think he's human. Cole filled me in about him. X is really called Sonic. Oh, he thought it was pronounced X this whole time. Sonic.exe. Named after the game that's been causing all... So I called it! That is what it's after. Causing all this trouble. Cole Skyped me recently that Sonic.exe has been hanging around long before the game did. I asked him what X was exactly, and his answer unnerved me. Sonic.exe is a monster. No, not the monsters you see in horror films or video games. He's a real monster! And he's not just any monster, apparently. Cole told me that X is a supernatural being from another dimension. How fucking crazy is that? Do you believe this? Like this guy you met on the internet?
This random guy Skyped you. And it was like... He never even gave you any evidence, he just said, go get the evidence.
But it's true, it has to be. X has this power to control all of reality in his realm, and he's unable to do the same in our world because he can't enter it. So some time ago, someone made a game disc that would serve as a window between X's world and ours. Anyone who plays it gets a front row seat of what X's dimension looks like, and it is hell! Not literally hell, but pretty freaking close! Okay, so hell is canon in this world, and it's only slightly worse. Over time, after someone plays X's game, X sends out a plushie of Sonic to act as a spy for him, and then when the time is right, X is able to open the window for a short time and pull people into his world, where they are trapped forever. This is how he's able to kill people so easily without anyone noticing. He comes out of the computer, pulls the soul out of the person's body, and then goes back into the computer to retreat into his dimension. Case solved. There, he can make the soul he's captured his slave for all eternity. If I was told about this long ago, I would not have believed it. But now, I'm straight up convinced. Everything Cole has told me is the truth so far.
And right now, told you.
Yeah, exactly. And right now, I am writing down all that he's telling me, just in case any of this information becomes useful. This voice is
told me about Herobrine. I couldn't believe it. Not his own brother.
I might have to change the voice. It's like hard to... I get lightheaded doing that for too long. Oh, ha, ha, ha. 6:30 p.m. Cole told me that he has to go. He'll get in trouble if he gets caught talking to me, but he says he'll Skype me again soon. Until then, I'm asked to write down the names of any potential victims this time. I'm also asked to keep an eye out. The cult is getting suspicious. 4:30 p.m., April 22nd, 2012. 29th murder and no word from Cole yet. I nearly escaped from a few members of the cult and anybody that might be involved. I can't trust anyone now. I need to stay in my apartment more often so no one finds me. The person killed this time was a middle-aged guy named Paul. Not even the full name. He was very paranoid of the outside world and anything could traumatize the poor guy. Apparently he had a Sonic Adventure 2 game to stay sane and he always played as Dr. Eggman. I bet you X has made the poor man a vegetable in this world by now. May 4th, 2012. I just realized something! Why is it that the chief tried to get me off of the job? Why'd he put his accent in all of a sudden? Why did he confiscate the damned game disc? Why has he been practically intercepting every one of mine and Chelsea's moves in this case? I'll tell you why he's in on this. He's working for the Cult of X, it's the only explanation. He took the game disc so that way the cult could use it to continue with the killings. But the boss, he can't be involved in this too. He's been mine and Chelsea's friends for years. No, I don't think he would ever go in on this. Matter of fact, I don't even think he even knows about what's going on. Damn, Chief, why would you do this? When I uncover this conspiracy, I'm ratting you out!
I'm gonna snitch. What a friend.
August 12th, 2012. Boss called, 2 more murders, 30 and 31. Some kid named Tom hanged himself weeks before. Okay, so by this point in the story, we know Tom, right? But they said the X killings were already, like, public knowledge, so why did Tom not realize this in the first one?
A plot hole, JC the hyena? Say it ain't so.
Yeah, this is pretty cringe, JC. Some kid named Tom hanged himself weeks before he gained a package from his diseased friend, Kyle. Not deceased, diseased.
Yeah.
He had the gout. Not surprisingly, they both played the damn game. Kyle played it first and passed it on to Tom before X got him. Kyle tried to put up a... Oh, wait, this is another plot hole. The Cult of X didn't get the game before he sent it to Kyle.
Oh, yeah.
Kyle tried to put up a good fight against X, but he clearly was no match for the Fiend.
What do you mean put a
Kyle
good
tried
fight?
to
Like, fight?
Yeah, how would you know? I thought all the bodies had no sense of fighting in them, like they went down peacefully.
You could see the crates where he punched X into a wall.
Yeah! And it was like Kakyo in with the water tower.
Take this X 20-meter radius Emerald Splash.
X used this as an advantage to mess with poor Tom's head. Please make fucking X a stand user in Havoc Moon. I want to fight him. X used this as an advantage to mess with poor Tom's head, making him believe that his curiosity and wanting to help others was what caused his best friend's suffering. Tom tried to commit suicide by hanging in order to save himself from X, but apparently it failed. How do you know all this?
He's developing his own Imperial hack.
X is not only dangerous and powerful, he is downright sadistic and insane. He thinks that all the horrific things he's doing is all part of some silly game. X, you monster, why are you doing this? Didn't you just say why? What are you trying to gain? Alright, I'm passing it back to you.
August 24th, 2012. The voices are completely different when we swap. Played more of the game. After I realised I played some more.
Fucking hell.
The level Sally was in was really hard. She was what appeared to be an old, desolate city, the sky a dull, dark mixture of clouds. Everything all dull, empty, and dead. No music. What was weird is how she was smiling. Maybe she found something good? No, that wasn't the case at all. After I had to jump and run past debris, she reached the end of the level. Sonic, no. X was there. She smiled. She smiled. She smiled at him, and he smiled back. X gets into a car with a senator in it. He's like, drive. And he smiled back. Then another message. See? I'm not such a bad guy, Derek. Take 2 steps down the stairs and you can join my side again.
Oh my god.
Then another.
Wait, is he implying the real Sonic is just like sitting in his car?
I don't know. Then another. I can be kind when I want to. Then it showed X holding Sally's hand, smiling warmly at her. She looked different now. Her eyes were sewn shut and her colour palette seemed darker. X gently placed his hands around her head. I really do love humans, Derek. So much fun to play with. In fact, I guess you could say... Then it showed me a close-up of X with a wide, mad grin, violently snapping Sally's neck. She was still smiling as though she didn't feel any pain from it. They're the ultimate toy! I almost gagged at that. The main menu showed Sally eyeing her TV screen, still in her darker state. She was still smiling. She can't have possibly enjoyed any of that. Don't kink shame.
It's not...
8:30 p.m. Cole just called me. He said that all the characters you play as in the game is all of EXE's slaves, doing just horrific parodies of Sonic characters. Or at least turn into their favourite Sonic characters. What happens if you don't like Sonic?
Does this imply that Rouge is Chelsea?
And X sets them up randomly in each game to show us humans what's in store for us. Wait! Oh god! No! No! I won't do it. I won't play the game just to watch you harm her, X. Fuck you!
Okay, hold on. So what was the third character when Chelsea played it originally then?
I don't know. SB of the Chameleon, I don't fucking know. August 25th, 2012. More information on X. X has these 7 guardians ruling over his world inside him. Jesus!
Some fucking investigation this is. I love how
Source,
chuny this
trust
got.
me, bro.
Holy shit, this got so chuny. I love it.
Just kill the Joestars
7
for me.
Sonic generals.
They're essentially extensions of EXE himself, made from his power combined with powerful emotions of humans.
How
Each
did you
guardian-
learn this?
Cole told him, I guess. Each guardian is named after the emotions they were born from.
Oh
Keto.
my god, oh my god.
Prayer, Aishu. Sorrow, Gekido. Rage, Kirai.
Wait, why is it like a Japanese name with like an English fucking adjective?
Hatred, Kofuku. Happiness, Kyofu. Fear, Yukubo. Desire. X created these beings to not only maintain order in his world, but to cause trouble in ours. They corrupt humans and make them more susceptible to X snatching them away by manipulating their emotions. For example, Gekido could bring out your anger and make you violent towards others, while Yukubo could manipulate your desires and confuse you with what's
Wait, why would
reality and what's
Gekido
not.
do that? He's not Rage Kirai, he's Sorrow Gekido.
Yeah, these stands don't make any sense.
And that's Fear Yukubo. Oh, I got confused because he did it weird. It's
Oh.
Keto Prayer, Aishu Sorrow, Gekido
I
Rage.
see. I thought
Here
they
I
were like
hate
Metal
you.
Gear Solid names.
Yeah, he spaced it weird, so we read it wrong. Okay, so
What is prayer
Gekido's
emotion?
Rage. I don't know. Keto is the god of prayer.
Also, Cole has informed me that X plans to one day permanently cross over to our world, so that way his reality will merge with ours and all of mankind will become X's slaves for eternity. Cole sent me the details on that, I guess.
Fucking hell.
But how? How does he plan to accomplish such a feat? Cole thinks that the cult is thinking up ways to make it so. But so
Do you think
far,
there's
none
a third sequel to this?
I hope to God there is. But so far, none of their attempts have been successful. Apparently the knowledge is not in computers is not as superior as the unknown original creator of the disc. I asked why Cole knew so much of this. I don't know what compelled me to ask, common sense I imagine, but I'm guessing it's been nagging me for some time. Dear God, poor Cole. He revealed that he was a member of the Cult of X, but he didn't like what he was getting into and tried to stop the cult. At least until X got to him first. Now he's stuck in X's world. He said he's lucky to have even found me since the window is still here. Anyway, he's telling me that he has information on how to put a stop to X and the cult's plans. The best way he knows how to stop X in his tracks is to destroy the disc. That way, his only way in and out of worlds will be gone and won't be able to cause any more trouble in ours. That's easy as fuck. There's only one disc?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. The chief still has the disc. I need to prepare on getting it back. Popcorn.
8:42 p.m. X got Cole.
No!
I was in the middle of talking with Cole while preparing, and then we got disconnected. When it reconnected, Cole's username changed to X.
Derek, this
X
is my
told me that
final Hamon. Take it.
X told me that Cole has been cheating and needs to be punished, and then he posted "ha" over and over and over and over like a troll. Gosh darn you, Sonic.exe! My hand is still bleeding from shattering the screen. And you're writing? But I don't care. Not anymore. It's time to end this. I'm gonna go get that damn disc and destroy it. If I don't write back after this final entry, well, let's just say to whoever finds this, whoever reads this diary, please just find it as instructive as...
I like it slowly turning into Jin's voice.
Please find it as instructive as you can.
What?
Every day you've read my diary is everything you've read in my diary is the truth. X is a monster from another world, and the cult of X is conspiring to help him take over our world. This cannot happen. I hope that whoever finds this and tries to put an end to this madness, this is a game on a bigger scale. We are all pawns in an elaborate, chaotic game where the rules are being devised by the mind of a monster. Please do whatever you can, friend. He must be stopped. Goodbye and good luck. Derek Green. That was Derek's last journal entry. He wrote this 3 weeks ago. Today is his birthday. And now he's dead. Wait, he wrote this 3 weeks ago and you still haven't destroyed the fucking disc? I wondered why he acted the way he was during these horrible events. I was worried about my friend, but I never bothered to find out why at the time. I feel so stupid. Derek tried to fight this battle alone, and I did nothing. I haven't heard from Derek in 3 weeks, but yesterday I got an email from someone named...
I haven't heard from Derek in 3 weeks, he's dead. Of course you haven't.
It was addressed strictly to Bob Richardson. That's my name. I clicked on it, and it was an audio tape that was made September 13th. That was made a day ago before I got the email. I clicked on it. This is what was on the audio tape.
Can I be Shannon Goldman in this interview?
Sure. Recording starts. A man is grunting and yelling as two people are dragging him into the room. Get your fucking hands off me, you crazy cultist freaks! The sound of high heels is heard. How do you know they're high heels? Imperial ear?
Yeah.
Is heard as another person walks into the room.
Isn't that what you'd call the Christians and the Satanists, Mr. Green?
Oh, political? We're getting political
the
now?
The Christians and the Satanists, those are the two religions.
Goldman! Struggling is heard.
It's like a
More
Bond
high heels
villain.
sounds as Goldman approaches Derek.
Derek, why do you deny X? Don't you
Isn't
see what
Goldman
he's
the name of the guy from Typing of the Dead?
I don't know. Don't you see what he's trying to do for everyone? He only wants to make our world as happy as he is.
Happy? You think stealing souls and turning them into puppets is being happy? Our planet is not his toy box, you bitch!
It's not your place to decide what X wants of humanity, Mr. Green. He is a divine being that wishes to make humanity happy by showing us the paradise that is his world and taking us from the wretched filth of a planet we've been forced to live on.
Some of us actually like this planet, Goldman! Hex's world is nothing more than a prison! All X cares about is making us his plaything for all eternity. Can't you see it's not fair?
What do you know about what not's fair?
More than you do, obviously! A loud slap is heard and Derek falls to the ground.
You fool. X chose me to be his most loyal, because he knew I never liked this planet. He knew I want to be rid of the stupidity humanity is causing.
This is like the worst dialogue I've ever read in my life.
I'm perfectly okay with being X's slave if it means getting away from it all. Getting the peace I finally deserve after all this time. And if everyone's gotta go with me, then too fucking bad.
That's fucked up. Unhinged. Whatever, it doesn't matter anyway, because I'm gonna stop you once and for all!
Oh, are you now? With what, I presume?
Hold on, this is an audio tape. How did they know Derek pulls something out from his coat?
Maybe you hear it, it's like rustles.
Derek pulls out something from his coat. With this! Several gasps and murmurs are heard. Cole told me that the only way X can enter our world is to collect more souls is with this. Well, no more! A loud snapping noise is heard. Silence is heard.
Well, it's not heard, because it's silence.
Goldman starts laughing.
So Cole told you that, huh? A smart boy, but even geniuses tend to get their information wrong.
What? What do you mean?
Easy.
High heels again as Goldman walks across the room.
It's true that X cannot enter our world unless someone places that disk into a computing system. But I'm curious, Mr. Green.
The sound of Goldman pulling out something from her pocket.
Whatever made you both think that that disk in particular was the original?
No, that can't be!
A brilliant theory, I might add. It's not that good. But I'm afraid it's your last one, detective. The
sound of a disc being inserted into a CD drive is heard. Derek, violent struggling and yelling is heard. No, let me go! You can't do this! And then strange supernatural sounds are heard, and then the audio breaks up and distorts a bit. A new person is walking into the room as Derek is screaming for his life. Do you want to be X or shall I?
You do it.
Hi, Derek! No! Ready for round 2? Then loud screeching noises are heard as the audio distorts more badly more. Derek is screaming, Sonic.exe is laughing as there is a loud tune playing sped up and in reverse and a loud, fast drum-like rhythm booming loudly as the whole audio distorts and breaks up, finally ending in static. The audio tape ends. Popcorn.
After hearing this, I've never felt so helpless. Both my friends are gone, taken from me. There's nothing I can do about this. I'm a useless cop after all. This is KG. This happened to KG.
Damn.
But I hope someday, someone, somewhere is able to put a stop to this. To do what I failed to do, I have to hope. I have to believe there's a chance at winning this. Because if there's no hope, no chance, Sonic.exe wins the game. Template by.
Banger line.
First comment, interesting concept.
Someone else, where's round 3? Round 3 never happened.
No.
I cut Sonic.exe dick in front of the slave, says Dayons.
Thank you for your service.
Here's a good one. I've killed Sonic.exe using the cross, praise the Lord. Hell yes.
Soulman says, this is much better than the first one, and very good.
Is it? Is it good? Is it really? Oh, Lord. And then there's some really mean comments. I love other people are like, this was actually really good.
Sonic.exe, his real name is Executor Vermilion. And if I was Sonic, I would go hypersonic and beat the crap out of Sonic.exe.
I love how people said this was good, even though he introduced, like, 7 beings into his world that were not relevant to the story.
Yeah, never did anything.
Yeah. Rage Kiyoshi. We gotta start doing that. Just start introducing concepts and never follow up with them in our DSCP lore. Anyway, this was so much fun, and I'm already sad that I have to wait another year to do this again. I almost want to do, like, next year, I want to make the whole month creepypastas, because, like, oh man, this was good. We have comments to read still, too, I just realized. Frick. Yeah. Oh, I'm so tired, though.
Bring them up.
Oh, my back hurts. Everything hurts. I'm, like, lightheaded from all that reading. Discovering SCP. We really tore through that. How many words do you think that story was?
Too many.
Rage Kiyoshi. Alright, oh no! Alright, this is pure coincidence, but, hang on.
Yeah?
Oh, now I know why these haven't all been liked. Sorry, I forgot I was still logged in. I have to switch to my YouTube, hang on. Let me unlike these. Switch account. Give me a second, Tan, hold on. I found something in the comments that will surprise you.
Okay.
Hang on. Let me go and like these all. Okay. Comedy Man Kelp says, thank you for carrying out my request. I heavily enjoyed all your takes on what a stuffy British accent should sound like. X.
Comedy Man Kelp is a twisted monster who drags people into his own realm and kills them.
7 beings. Steve-O-esque says, green light, red light. Again, my wife and I were driving listening to this, and the food puns were torture for her. It was great. Jim Slater, password, green light, red light. I actually remembered it. I think it's so cool that a fan of the podcast got inspired by it to write SCPs and became a guest because of that. Nice full circle story. I might write one day and get it downvoted off that same day, but here's to trying new things. War Eagle 21 says, hello, discovering early recording shenanigans. At first I thought you were summoning a goat, which would be cool to see that goat body slam some peeps. Once again, the voices in the foods court. Lols, Bayloaf, my sides hurt from laughing. Death Stranding is a phenomenal story. Mads Mikkelsen steals the show in all his scenes. Green light, red light. I vote yes to continue the password scheme. Oh, jolly good. What's the password this week?
Oh yeah, we said if the majority said no more passwords, we would stop doing them. But I don't think I actually answered that. Oh no, it's O or X. That's why it was O or X for stop, O for continue.
Wait, was it?
Yes. So there's 1 X and 1 O so far, so we're at a draw. No, 2 O's. Oh, so we're two O's, 1 X.
Wait, where was the other O?
There's one from Jim Slater and one from...
Oh, you're right. So okay, so that's winning right now. So we'll wait till the end before we decide if there's a password. A bush from the island of Borneo says, I think I peaked when I predicted the future password. Password, I don't know, might edit later. Now I know why our watch time is so low. As for recommendations, you should read SCP-5657, Nikki Knows, 6140, The True Empire, 6820, Termination Attempt, or articles from the Department of Miscommunication. Have you seen the yellow sign says, every time I watch a DSCP episode, I die a little on the inside. Part of the appeal of this podcast, eh?
Exactly.
Well, this episode might finish the job.
Yeah, you're going to be dragged into Tanhony.jpg's world.
A doc should timestamp something and said, now I'm never watching Squid Game. Another skip from Series 7? Wowza. Password's green light, red light. Brandon Hamilton says, I fucking love SCP, guys. I swear, this is so crazy. More people should SCP!
Yeah.
Guare Fernandez Emil says, what a good episode. I love that the series is making me know more unknown SCPs. My SCP recs are the same as last time. I hate to tell you, I don't know what that is. Meanwhile, my GOI recommendation for the next thematic episode is Herman Fueller's Circus of the Disquieting, since I think it fits quite well on Spooktober. Also, don't worry about butchering my name. Not even my home country knows how it is pronounced, and I enjoy hearing how people fail to pronounce it correctly. It would also be great if you managed to get into contact with Dr. Sumerian or the Exploring series.
Exploring series is way too big for us, I'm afraid.
Well, what if they weren't, though? Exploring series. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Hit us up, I'm sure you're listening.
AnAnomalousWriter. Another guest, wowza, the puns are on point. Skip recommendations, 6004, 6424, 6096. Password, green light, red light. Also O for more passwords.
Yeah, O wins, I guess.
Alright, the password this week is hyper-realistic blood.
Okay. Oh, we've also got a vote for E. I don't know what this means.
Oh, damn. Thought Experiments and other stuff says, guys, if you're going to do the whole nothing after 6,000 until 6,000, then fucking stick to it. Yours sincerely, Thought Experiments and other stuff. Okay, Dick, I don't choose what we read. Asshole. Nightmare893 says E. Alright, guys. Well, thank you all for watching, as usual. I am out of breath, and
I'm Tanhony.
we'll see you next time on Discovering SCP. Bye!
Bye!